Our client was spending thousands of dollars per month on paid ads and had absolutely nothing to show for it. Because even though their click-through rate on ads was high and they were getting a lot of traffic, that traffic was not actually making purchases on the website. We rebuilt their homepage and product page templates and saw an 87% increase in their conversion rates in just 3 weeks. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how we were able to skyrocket this client conversion rates and get them to that $10,000 per month revenue target. And the best part is you can implement these steps on your Shopify store as early as today and see a huge increase in your sales and your conversion rates almost immediately. Alright guys, so just to get started, I want to explain a simple concept to you which I think is really important and will lay the foundation for everything that essentially we're doing right now or we have done on this client store. So most Shopify brands that we work with, they're predominantly focusing on different marketing platforms, Meta versus TikTok versus Google, etc. The ad creatives that they are going to populate those platforms with, whether the content should be long form or short form, kind of longer form YouTube, podcast style stuff, or shorter form kind of TikTok reels and so on and so forth. They're focusing on influencer marketing because paid ads are expensive and don't always produce the best results. And then that leads on to UGC content. And then at some point when all of that isn't going well, they start focusing on SEO as well. And that's a very common process. Most brands are focusing on this stuff. The trouble with this, and granted, all this is important, I'm not saying it's not, but the trouble with exclusively focusing on this is that this is all front of funnel, or top of funnel, as some might say. And that's basically all ads, marketing, all paid media, essentially, right? Now, beyond that, we have where your leads actually go to and where they actually convert, which is your landing page or your website, and then eventually your checkout where they actually make a purchase. So we're only focusing on one part of this entire funnel, and in doing so, we're quite literally neglecting half of the funnel. Because you've got the front of funnel, which is where the ads and stuff are occurring essentially, where we have the traffic generation, and then we have the back of funnel where we actually convert that traffic and generate revenue from them. And so if we only focus on one and not the other, then we end up with a really uneven foundation, and we can't build a business on a broken foundation. So just first off, I want you guys to understand that we need to have a strong foundation here. We need to have good quality traffic going to a good quality landing page, and that's going to enable us to convert that traffic and generate profitable revenue from the traffic as well. To give you guys a good analogy here, imagine that you're driving a bunch of traffic down a busy road, and the road ends up at the end becoming very narrow and only allowing small cars through, just one at a time. Now, that small lane is essentially your website right now, and then at the end of that, we have conversions, which are the sales that you're making. And so even though you're spending a tremendous amount of time and money driving all this traffic down the road to get to your website's only letting one or two cars in at really irregular intervals, which means that you're getting sporadic purchases that are not scalable and are not profitable when you factor in ad spend and other costs as well. Now, if we can fix this and increase the size of the lane, we can drive way more traffic down the road through your website and generate way more sales from the same amount of traffic. And that's really a key point, is that we don't need to pump more money into ads. We can just take what we're already doing and just make it way more efficient. So by doing that, we can start to successfully convert the traffic that we're actually paying for, instead of kind of always looking for something else, looking for influencer marketing or a different ad platform or a different type of creative, and just going through that exhausting process of just continually trying to find a new way to drive leads to the website, when actually we just need to convert the leads that we're already getting in a better, more efficient way. The last thing I want you guys to just understand on this is that driving traffic costs money, right? You pay these platforms to send you traffic, and so you're paying Meta, or you're paying TikTok, or you're paying Google, and so on and so forth. Whereas conversions on your website are what generates money. And so the front half of this funnel costs us money, and the back half generates us money. So if we only focus on something that costs us money, then that's going to start costing us a lot of money, right? And we're going to neglect the thing that's actually generating us money, which means that we end up with this misbalance. And that means that the business can't run for a long period of time, and you can't really scale aggressively because all your energy is going into this thing that's just costing more and more money to test new creatives and new iterations and new things, when actually you should be putting a little bit of focus on the back end that's actually going to generate you some money back. I can show you a good visual example here. We want to just balance our efforts between these two. It's not to say that traffic generation is not important, because at the end of the day, we do need traffic to generate conversions. We can't convert thin air, but at the same time, we don't want to focus on it so much that we neglect the mechanisms that actually convert that traffic and generate us revenue in the long run. Now, in terms of how we fixed this client's funnel in particular, the first thing that we did was just identify their highest traffic pages. And sometimes you might hear me call this the highest leverage pages, but all I mean is just that these are the most popular pages. And the reason why we do that is because most traffic is not going to visit, let's say, the terms and conditions page on a website, right? Which means that if we start making changes to web pages that most of the traffic doesn't see, then those changes aren't going to be seen by definition by most of the traffic going to the website, and they're going to have a much smaller effect on conversion rates than the pages that are popular, that are seen by most of the traffic. The next thing that we did was identify the ideal avatar, and that really includes the wants and pain points of this avatar as well. It's really important that we know what people want in terms of who you're selling to and what they don't want in terms of who you're selling to. And we also want to know in terms of other solutions on the market to whatever problem that you are solving, what type of pain points, common pain points that people have in that, because then we can work around that and position our product to avoid those pain points as well. And then we also wanted to identify brand USPs, especially as it relates to the ideal avatar. And so a brand might have 10 USPs, and you can spend a tremendous amount of time and energy marketing and promoting a handful of USPs from that your target demographic actually does not care about. If you have 10 USPs, your target demographic might only care about 3 or 4 of them. So instead of wasting a lot of time marketing the ones that your target demographic doesn't care about, you can market the ones that the target demographic actually does care about, and that's going to be much more efficient again. And then in terms of the brand's USPs, if we get into that in a little bit more detail, for this brand specifically, we were selling a high ticket product that was usually bought from China. And so this was a USA based brand, which immediately creates its own USP because people have their own pain points about ordering from China, right? It takes a long time to arrive, there's no support, there's not always good quality checks on the products coming through, you might have to pay import tax depending on where you are in the world, whereas with a USA brand you don't have most of those issues. So that was definitely a big USP we wanted to highlight. The brand also had 24/7 support for users pre-purchase and post-purchase as well. So that was a big thing as well. That kind of relates to a pain point that most users had when ordering from China, but it was also a USP of the brand, is that they really looked after their customers. In addition to that, the brand had a private Facebook group for existing customers to network and collaborate, and they would also offer education on existing products in that group and announce new developments in the niche, new products being released, and so on and so forth. And so it wasn't just the fact that the brand offered a lot of support, it was almost like by buying from them, you were also buying a membership to this group as well. So that increased the value proposition, which is quite useful. Now, in terms of the issues we identified on the existing store, the brand USPs were not being highlighted on the highest leverage pages. So again, those are the highest traffic pages, and for this brand, it was the homepage and the product page. The theme also had a very poor mobile layout and lacked responsiveness, so that just means on mobile things didn't look good. Some things broke, some things just went off the screen and just like looked weird or didn't line up correctly and were difficult to read, and so on and so forth. And then the product pages had a lot of technical information that was difficult for first-time buyers to understand. So what I mean by that is, as I said, this brand offered a lot of support, so if people wanted to reach out, they could. But in an ideal world, we want people's questions to be answered through the pages themselves, and then support is kind of like a safety net for people to kind of land in just in case their question hasn't been answered through the web page itself. So in this case, again, it was a technical product, and we didn't want to overwhelm people with that information, and we wanted to improve the user journey and improve the user's ability to understand the product without having to contact someone or spend a bunch of time on the website or do their own research. And then aesthetically, the theme was dated and didn't look modern or professional. And we see this with a lot of brands, and it's usually this is the first thing that brands want to fix. And whilst it is important, don't get me wrong, we always want to make good first impressions. I would rather have a website that has a good structure and layout but looks a bit dated and not the most aesthetic, compared to the website that has really bad layout and structure but looks really premium. And we've worked with brands all the time who have really premium looking stores, usually designed by creative founders who really make really quite good looking landing pages and home pages and so on, but there's just no information on the product. So in an ideal world, we want the best of both worlds. We want a really good layout, really good structure that also aesthetically looks really good and is of course mobile responsive, and so on and so forth. Now, in terms of our primary optimization goals based on that, we wanted to make it very clear that the brand is USA based and offers this high level of pre-purchase and post-purchase support alongside the Facebook group as well. We also wanted to reduce the friction for users to understand which product is best for their specific needs and then make a purchase, and that would involve simplifying some of the technical info and the user journey through the website to the checkout as well. And then we also wanted to improve the overall aesthetics of the Shopify store and create a much cleaner, much more responsive layout that looked really good, not just on desktop but also on mobile as well. Now, in terms of some of the sections that we used for that, I'm not going to show the exact website or the exact sessions that we used on their website, because I don't want to dox the brand or dox their product, just as a bit of a favor to them. But what I will do is use some other brands that we worked with. So all the sections you're about to see are from other brands that are either currently our clients or have been our clients in the past, and we've designed all of these and built them for the clients as well. So I'm going to start off with the homepage section. This is a hero section, which you'll see at the top of most homepages, and I'm going to highlight some of the more important bits here. And what we can see straight away is that we have some review stars right at the top, and the reason why we do that is because we want to build trust with the user. So review stars are a great way to do that. In this case, more than 11,000 happy customers, which is massive. We then usually follow with a title, and this title will be an offer or a desired result from taking the product or using the product, or at the very least some type of important benefit or feature of the product itself. So for this brand, they sell keto chocolate bars basically, so there's no carbohydrates or no sugar in them. So in this case, it's less than 1 gram of sugar, 100% delicious. I don't love the mathematical symbol here from a copy point of view, but the client wanted to keep it. In my case, I would usually say less than, as in the words less than 1 gram of sugar, and then 100% delicious. But that can be adapted, of course, for your brand and your niche. Below the buy now button, we have a money back guarantee offer. So this is try risk free 30-day money back guarantee on all orders. This can be any type of offer that you do have. It doesn't have to be a money back guarantee. It could also be a promotion or anything to do with social proof or anything like that as well. But it's just an easy place to place some of this important information as well. And then we have some USPs here. So in this case, it's low sugar, it's keto, and clean ingredients, i.e. like organic ingredients. But for the brand in question, it could be, USA company, 24-hour support, and then anything relating to the product itself, or maybe mentioning the Facebook group or anything like that as well. This type of structure works quite well, where we have social proof and offer, a clear CTA, a risk reversal, and benefits on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, we have a clear image of the product. So that's a really good type of hero section to build into your Shopify store as well. This is a section that we created, and we did something very similar for the brand in question, but we created this for Fangoria, who is a well-established horror magazine in the USA. And so we created this section amongst others for them in their story design. And you can see over here that we talk about joining the Facebook group, and we talk about all the benefits that users get when they join the Facebook group. And so this was a big thing as well, because keep in mind, for the brand in question, the Facebook group was a unique selling point and was something that increased their value proposition as well. So we wanted to make notice of that, both on the home pages, but also on the homepage and then also on the product pages. This is a comparison chart which we've used for a number of brands. In this case, this is a pet supplement brand that we've used it for. In this case, it's highlighting nutritional information and how different dog biscuits inside of this catalog are beneficial for kind of different things. Some might be higher in protein, some might be lower in carbohydrates, etc. For the brand in question, though, it was an easy way for them to compare between their latest models and just help users, based on their current needs right now, understand which model was likely going to perform best for them. And then just finally, here is a product carousel as well. So again, this was a more technical product, and it had different features for different models. Different accessories and stuff could go with them as well. And so this is a carousel that we have recently built for a skincare brand that we work with. And the good thing about the collections that we're using is that the user can scroll through a bunch of different products in each collection, but the collections are labeled based on the goal. And so it's not kind of some technical jargon that no one understands. In this case, it's anti-aging and firming, or radiance and glow, or hydration and nourishment. And so if I want an anti-aging product, then I know I'm in the right collection. If I want a hydration product, then I just click on the hydration section as well. And so that's the type of thing that we like to use for carousels, just to make it really easy for people to kind of find the product that they need, which at the end of the day is going to be the product that they have the highest likelihood of purchasing. But we do it in a way that's very intuitive and very easy to see, both on desktop and also on mobile as well. And then finally, just to reiterate the client's results, upon pushing their new homepage and product page templates live, the conversion rates went up by 87%, their sales increased by 55%, and their add to cart increased by 327%, and they were able to hit just under $10,000 per month in revenue, and have been able to scale their business aggressively from there. So that's exactly how we built this Shopify brand up to $10,000 per month in revenue. Now, you have two choices. Either you can take everything that I've shown you in this video and try and figure out the small details for yourself, or you can click the first link in the description below, get your free speed optimization from my team, and apply for our one-to-one done-for-you program so that we can help you generate $10,000 or more through your Shopify store as well. The choice is yours. I'll catch you later.